Hello and welcome students to MechPro classes, my official YouTube channel. Myself Piraj Majumdar, Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering Department, GKCM, that is Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management under JIS Group. Welcome you to our new session of Advanced Welding Technology, where we will be uploading all the lecture series according to MacOut syllabus day by day. So keep in touch with us for getting daily updates. You can also contact me through 9433465217, that is my personal phone number, or even you can email me at pirasar@gmail.com. You can also connect me through social networking, that is Facebook page, which is known as MechPro classes. So let us start today's online session. Today we will be starting our next class on FCAW. Previously we have completed MIG and TIG, and day before that we have also completed SMAW under arc welding process and stirred arc welding as well. Now today we will be discussing on FCAW, flux core arc welding process. So let us start today's online session. This is a typical diagram you can see over here. This is the flux core type of arc welding process. Here you will find the flux core electrode, as you can see over here. So this flux core electrode is more or less similar to that of shielded metal, as well as generally it is you can tell that it is also a type of MIG welding, similar to that of MIG welding as well, you can say. Okay, the main thing is that the flux is added. In MIG welding also we sometimes use the flux as well, and rest of all the things remains as it is, but here the gas is optional, this shielding gas. Okay, now let us have some knowledge on the first of all I would like to share the different joints deposition actually related with this FCAW, that is the flux core arc welding process. So this is a picture where you can see pipe spacing and bevel dimensions as well. Here this is the degree, as you can see, 32, 37.5 degree. This is the degree where you have to make the bevel before deposition of the filler material, and all the dimensions here seen, you can see, is of in inches actually. Okay, so the gap is 1/16 and the degree is the inclination degrees, that is up to which angle it is beveled, is around 30 to 37.5 degree for this one. Okay, now this is the root bit, as you can see over here. This is the root bit, and here is the filler bits, as you can see over here. This is the filler bits on the upper side, and a root bit it is on the lower side of the two joining metals. Okay, now finish bit. Now here you will find the finish bit. Finish bit is 1/8 inches over here, as you can see. Okay, so and the height of the finish bit is 1/16 from the surface of the parent metal. Now this is the finished weld, as you can see over here. This is the finished weld for the joining of the two pipes, as you can see over here. That is the finished weld. Okay, now this is a typical diagram. You can take a screenshot if you want to have. This is the nozzle, as you can see over here, and this is the contact tube. This is the nozzle to work distance as well. This is the stick out, and this is the contact tube to work distance as well, as you can see. Now this is the arc length, as you can see over here. This is the arc length. This is the arc produced, and metals droplets are being passing directly to the workpiece as a droplet coming out from the contact tube. And this is the workpiece, as you can see, and this is the travel speed. This is the direction of the travel speed, as you can see. Okay, so if you want to have a screenshot, you can take it. Now let us have some discussion on the this flux core arc welding process. Actually you have already heard this term flux generally used for different purposes of removing impurities during welding process. It adds this extra advantage to the welding process eventually, which helps in reducing the viscosity of the impurities and helps it to float in the surface of the welding, where from it gets deposited to the surface of the weld, and after the metal being cooled after the welding, it is being chipped out by a chipping hammer from the surface of the welding. Okay, so in this way we get a impurity free welding actually. So that is a main function of adding flux. Okay, so it says when it comes to flux core arc welding of FCAW, many people think it is a different welding process. Even in reality it is not. Even though there are books, classes and equipment specifically labeled for flux core arc welding only, the reality of FCAW is that the process is nothing more than a different type of filler were used in a MIG welding machine. This is it actually. So MIG welding machine, when you are different type of filler were actually using, which is of flux core, that is known as FCAW. So I previously told you that MIG welding is flux core is one of the type of MIG welding, or you can even say that MIG welding are similar to flux core arc welding, or both are synonymous to each other actually. When a particular type of filler material is being used or is being fed into a MIG welding machine, that particular operation or welding is termed as FCAW, that is flux core arc welding process actually. Okay, so what do we have here? Flux core arc welding power supplies. So the power supplies used for this welding process are typically MIG welders without any modifications. In some cases you might need to change out the rollers that feed the wire, as well as the contact tip to accommodate for a larger wire size actually. This is no different than changing to a different size MIG wire. When it comes to power supplies, there are some specifically made for FCAW, but this equipment is only used in heavy industrial applications mainly. Okay, so we are going to have specific operations which are being carried out by FCAW process mainly. So that will be some heavy industrial applications mainly. So the main difference between a FCAW power supply and a MIG machine is the difference between the voltage, is how much voltage and amperage the machine is able to produce. That is the main difference between applying FCAW and MIG machine actually. Okay, so in most cases what happens, this includes welding shops and schools actually, there is no need for these massive power supplies that are for welding extremely heavy plate. So if you have a MIG power supply and a wire fed them, then you are ready to set it up to start the flux core arc welding process actually. So for this welding shops, institutions, workshops, small scale workshops, they are not in a need of very much higher voltage or amperage. So there will be a simple setup where you can have a MIG power supply and wire fed into them, and you are ready to set up as a flux core arc welding process. Okay, now talking about the electrodes, flux core arc welding electrodes actually. The electrodes or filler wire actually used in FCAW is completely different than MIG welding basically. The main difference is that the electrodes have a hollow center filled with flux actually. So the flux is what shields the weld area from the air, and it is the main reason this process works better outdoors actually. Okay, so As I earlier told you that flux, when flux is added to the particular welding machine, actually flux means the coating. Okay, so flux is not coming separately. Flux is eventually coming out with the electrode only. So when you are adding the flux in the coating of the electrode of a particular MIG, in a particular MIG welding machine actually, then it is termed as flux cored arc welding process. So nothing to fear about or worry about the this process. Actually, this is much more similar to the MIG welding, except that you have to add flux in your filler wear or filler material. Okay, so this flux is what seals the weld area actually. Okay, so from the air, and it is the main reason this process works better outdoors actually, where there are different impurities in the air as well. So think of this electrode as an inside out stick welding electrode. And this gives this process some real advantages, over MIG welding electrodes. So it is the main highlighting point you should have to remember, that the advantages of FCAW in correspondence to MIG welding are the high deposit rate, and welding dirty and rusted metals as thick as half of an inch in a single pass. So it has got thick deposition rate, and also have the capability to welding dirty and rusted metals as thick as half of an inch. Okay, in a single pass. So half of an inch means 6 inches thick you can easily weld. Okay, now again it is perfect for welding outdoors as well as for hobby welding actually, and low skill level needed. Okay, now coming to the deposition rate per hour, the deposit rate blows away all other manual welding processes. A MIG welder could deposit up to 8 pounds of wear per hour. So it is a huge number, 8 pounds of wear per hour to a flux cored arc welder, packing in up to 25 pounds per hour. This is a big advantage for companies that weld heavy plate. So when it comes to weld deposit rate, FCAW can't be beat. So the main advantages you must note when it comes to FCAW, it can give you the maximum deposition rate. So that is the main advantage coming out of this particular FCAW operation. Okay, that is why CPers are always using this process. So one more thing you have to add, that the application of FCAW is mainly to the CPers. First hand experience. I worked on a project that required installing 2 wave deflectors, one of the world's largest cruise ships, while it was in port for 18 hours. The catch was we needed to install the deflector and weld at least 100 feet of it in the time frame on steel plate that was almost 1 inch thick. So you can think of that, 100 feet you have to weld and almost having 1 inch thickness. So that's a huge thing, 100 feet and 1 inch thick. Okay, so that was never done before ship modification that had over 5,000 people waiting to the ship could depart. The only way to get the welds done in this time frame was with flux cored arc welding. So you can think of by this example that how versatile a FCAW process is in case of deposition rate, where you are going to have a large deposition rate within a stipulated time period, and also having a great thickness. So you can always choose for or go for this FCAW. Okay, now there are some electrodes commonly used as FCAW, T3 electrodes, where DC positive polarity, spray type transfer, high welding speed, single pass only, low penetration and sheet metal applications are given over here. Similarly, there are also T4, T6, T7, T8, T10, T11, T13, T14, electrodes are used, and they have different advantages as well. Like if you go for this T7, you can see that all position welding is possible, but only small dia is possible for this T7. And DC polarity, all generally are using this DC current actually, but some of them are using positive, or some of them are using the negative polarity as well. But all of the electrodes are mainly designed for the DC power supply generally. Okay, now for T8 you can see there is a multiple pass. Okay, so these are the different characteristics you may find over these different types of electrodes for this particular FCAW electrodes. Okay, so some are having multiple passes as well. Some are especially designed this T3 for sheet metal applications, and this T10 is the most hunk, this Hulk type electrode, which is unlimited material thickness it can weld actually. Okay, so travel speed is also high, single pass only, it has got DC negative polarity. So you can see this T10 is much more better for having welding of unlimited material thickness. Okay, so now T14 also you can check, this is for all position, and it is also for galvanized and aluminized and other coated steel also. So these are the things you may need to know. So you can take a screenshot and you can have a note somewhere, so it will be important for your knowledge. Okay, now AWS classification designates carbon steel actually. So I previously discussed with you that this first four letters, actually it is 4 is given. Actually this one, if you consider this one E70T, E71T, actually in the previous one we have learned that there is 5 actually letters, 5 letters actually is there. So first one denotes the electrode, but here it is saying that for FCW it is the current carrying electrode. Actually the same thing previously we have discussed in TIG as well. So it is the current carrying this one is electrode, and this one generally we are having this type of 70. So 70 means the this minimal tensile strength, that is a kilo square inch or pound square inch. So that will be the 70,000 actually, this one for this example. And this letter will give you the welding position actually. So 0 is for flat and horizontal only, and 1 is the most versatile one, that is it can weld all position. Okay, now next letter is very important, which is the coating. So here in this case tubular electrode flux coat, it is always giving you the flux coat. Next there will be some usability, then shielding gas type is also there, and optional supplemental designations are also there. Improved toughness is there, supplemental mechanical property requirements, diffusible hydrogen levels are also there. So you have to just remember these terms. These are going to be very important for your examinations. Okay, so first 4 to 5 letters you have to remember. So here is an example, as I have taken, it is of a mild steel. So similarly E is the current carrying electrode, so E designates the electrode, and 7 means 70,000 psi minimum tensile strength actually, and X is the welding position. So 0 for tube flat and horizontal, and 1 is for all position. And next is the coating over here, it will give you the coating. Then it will be another one will be giving you usability and performance capabilities, can be self shielded or gas shielded wet types also. Okay, now again the picture is given over here. This is a fluxed coat electrode, as you can see. This is a nozzle, this is the direction of travel, and everything remains the same as we have already discussed in MIG and TIG as well. So another picture for your ready knowledge, you can take a screenshot of this one, or you can write it somewhere. So it is a colorful picture with 3D one, as you can see over here. This is a molten metal, this is the arc, as you can see. This is the base metal, this metal droplets covered with thin slag coating forming molten puddle as well. Now powdered metal, as you can see, coming out of this nozzle, and vapor or gas forming materials as well. These are oxidizers and scavengers are also there. Now it is the insulated extension tip, as you can see. and this is a current carrying guide tube. Okay. Now, arc shield is composed of vaporized and slag forming compounds, protects metal transfer through arc. This one. Okay. So this is the arc shield composed of vaporized and slag. Okay. Now this is the solidified slag, as you can see over here. And the surface it will deposit the slag, the impurities, because of the flux core electrode. Now this is a solidified oiled metal, as you can see. So it is a schematic illustration of the flux core arc welding process. This operation is similar to gas metal arc welding, or simply MIG. So I think today we have learned a lot about the this FCAW process, which is somewhat similar to that of the previous one, this MIG gas metal arc welding process. So we have as of now have completed the main portions of this arc welding sections. Actually, the famous sections of famous welding operations of this arc welding, that is the first is we have learned the shielded metal arc welding, or the manual metal arc welding, MMA also, or simply stick welding. Then we have learned the MIG welding, that is the gas metal arc welding. Then we have learned the TIG welding, that is the gas tungsten arc welding. And today we have learned about this FCAW, that is flux core arc welding process. So you can see there are certain things you need to know. There is a slight difference between these processes that you need to know. So I already mentioned that the highlighting points I would like to share with you once more. That is, the MIG is actually versatile process using DCEP, direct current electrode positive, and is very suitable for welding thick sheets. Okay, whereas a flux core arc welding has got its high deposition rates. Okay, so these are the highlighting points coming out from the discussions of the three well-known arc welding processes, and you should keep in mind in for future examinations. So in the next class we will be having some discussions on the solid state. This all the things we have discussed as of now, as under the heading of arc welding, are of fusion type, or you can say as liquid state welding process. Okay, so from next class we will be having some discussions on solid state, where there will be no fusion or liquid state. Okay, so we will be discussing on solid state welding processes, where we will be learning about pressure welding process, resistance welding process. Okay, so there are different processes, friction stir welding process. So hope you have learned a lot from today's class. Thank you for watching.